The Joe and Joe Show. Phone now. 0345 111 7625.
Team was bossing the game. You went and gave away a penalty.
Enjoy the show.
That is indeed everything that's going on. What do you mean? Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stretford Paddock phone in 0345 111 7625. It is Joe and Joe back with another wonderful show. A bit of line of duty in the mix there, and our wonderful voiceover man giving us the perfect introduction.
What? Who was that?
Who's what?
That voiceover man.
What do you mean? Which voiceover man?
The one who did. Was that an Alex Ferguson impression?
No, what? No,
was that meant to be?
Have you seen Line of Duty?
No.
You've not seen Line of Duty?
No.
Where Hastings, the guy H, you never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
We find his stuff here, you'll love it.
If I've never seen it, I wouldn't know him, would I?
Hastings penalty. Well, I thought it was appropriate because he says...
The team was bossing the game. You went and gave away a penalty.
Oh right, I thought that was some shoddy Sir Alex
Joe
Ferguson.
and Joe
We'll start the jingle again now. We do.
Why have we got to do it again?
0345
People are watching this.
111 7625.
That's you, that bit, isn't it?
Nope. Hello everyone, get your phone calls in now. 0345
Team was
111
bossing the game. You went and gave away a penalty.
Enjoy the show.
7625. You'll see the number on your screen throughout the whole of this stream. We're here for about an hour taking your calls. What are we talking about today, Joe?
We're going to be talking which transfer can save United's season. Now, I know it's too early to be talking about the season being ruined, but regardless of the Palace result, regardless of the fact that we look slow and steady's a compliment against Brighton, we need improvements. We need things to change for United to be a success this season, to push on from that third place last season. We want to know who can save it for Man United. Is it Sancho? Is it Tellez? Is it a centre-back, a striker? Is it just getting the best out of the players that we've currently got?
Yes, so what we're going to be doing for the first 10 minutes of the show, and like for every football phone-in, we'll be just having a little recap of the game that we saw on the weekend. So if you want to get your opinions in that, get them in straight away. How do you think it went? We did win the game, but did we deserve it? 0345 111 7625. Then we'll move on to transfers in the middle section. So if you want to call about that, maybe hold back a bit, because the first couple of callers will be about the weekend's game. If you want to get your opinion on that, hold back a bit. And then if you've got a foresight, you want to talk about the next game we got, wait until about 7:30, then give us a call. But the phone lines will be rammed and we'll be having a chat with us. Joe, I've not spoken to you since the epic that was 3-2 against Brighton. How was the watch along? How was the vibe? How was the wildness that was that last minute penalty? It
was good. It was very wild. We almost ended the watch along because the game had ended.
What, really?
The game had ended. We said it was full time, and I was just about to say, right, we'll see you for the review. We'll come back in a bit.
Yeah.
That was a disaster. And then we saw that the ref had gone for VAR. And next thing you know,
the team was bossing the game. You went and gave away a penalty.
That's what Brighton did, innit? That's what Morpay's. That's what he said to Morpay, innit?
Did you? I'm the only one who knows who that is, surely.
I've not seen that.
You've never seen Line of Duty?
What is it, a football video?
The team was bossing the game.
Line of Duty.
You went and gave away a penalty.
Because it sounds like Call of Duty, so it's got to be war film. But then why are they talking about footy on it?
The team was bossing the game and you went to give away a penalty.
That's a football thing to say.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's just talking about...
But is Line of Duty about football?
We weren't born yesterday, fella.
Is Line of Duty about football then?
No, it's about police.
Right, so why are they talking about football?
Because he's just using an analogy.
Right, okay.
Do you get it now?
Yeah, the police is full of analogies, isn't it? I've
how are we in terms of talking?
Sting.
Is everyone happy?
Yeah, I think so. Last week, there was a lot of problems about us being out of sync and all that, but we seem to be fine this week. No one's saying about that. Everyone says that we're in sync.
Just going live on stations that we shouldn't.
Yeah, anyway. Someone says McGrath is the announcer from the Butcher's Arms, which was the Stretford Paddock FC game.
Three fella.
What's that say there? Three fella.
Anyway, why are people not calling us yet? 0345 111 7625. We've got Oliver on the line. I'm sure we'll chat to you in a second. He was the first call from last week.
Yeah, it gets another call. If you're here, you're here.
Why aren't you calling?
Yeah, get calling in. Tell us about what transfers we need.
So the Stretford Paddock game was good on the weekend.
Tell us about the problems that United have got.
Me now?
Definitely awesome. No, people at home.
Right, yeah. Get your phones and calls in. Do you want me to do that or should I wait? Do you want my analysis of the game of the weekend?
Yeah, give us some analysis. What do you think? What happened?
What happened on the weekend was just organised chaos from Brighton's part. They kind of knew what they were doing and had the run around of United's defence, but something was just lacking. And if it's that edge of class that Brighton don't have, that sort of oomph about them, the other teams in the Premier League are going to have it. So then we're going to struggle and we're going to let in more goals.
And they nearly
scored about five. Yeah. What was that mad start match today? No one's hit the post more in Premier League history or something like that. Wow.
Sad, isn't it?
We've been making that up. But what we saw there is the, frailties and what could happen in the future if we don't get our backside sorted in the transfer window, which is obviously what we're going to be talking about later on as well. So make sure you give us a call, 0345 111 7625. Call from around the country, because we can see someone from India is calling in already. Should we go to first caller of the day?
Yeah, let's get a caller in.
Oliver, how you doing, mate?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. I forgot the moody tones you brought to the show last time.
Well, I won't apologise for what I said about Lindelof.
You should never apologise for what you said about Lindelof. Are you upset about what happened in that 3-2?
Well, we won, so no.
See? Bit of optimism, Joe.
I like it.
You're trying to stir the pot.
Happy.
You're trying to make out like everything's going to crap. When actually we won 3-2, lest we forget.
All right, the floor is yours. What do you want to talk about?
Well, at the end of the day, with Brighton, though, when you win, you deserve to win, don't you? Like, if they miss, they miss. Their fault.
Exactly.
A wise man once said.
He's right, though, isn't he?
If they miss, they miss.
Yeah, he's definitely right. Did you think that United looked any better than they did against Palace, or was it more of the same, but we were just a bit luckier?
No, but you saw it with City and even Bayern Munich didn't have pre-season. They got battered.
Absolutely battered. Chip shop style. Do you know what I like? I'm enjoying this, Oliver, from you and from a bit of the newspapers, this narrative that we are being allowed as United fans, that because we had a late European run, it's okay that we're losing matches. Because, like I said, Wolves have been rubbish, City haven't been great, Bayern Munich just got battered. Who else was it? There's another team that went late in the Champions League and not been very good. PSG also losing games. It seems as though all those teams that have had basically no pre-season aren't doing very well, and I quite like that as an excuse from the United fans.
How long will we get away with that for? May?
Till the next internationals.
And then but the next internationals is like 2 weeks.
Yeah, not far. We've got Brighton to come toward then. So, did you see a man of the match in the weekend's game for you, Oliver?
You have to give it to Matic, but Maguire, Bruno both deserve shouts. Bruno just the goals and assists.
Yeah, indeed.
That's what he does.
Right, so I'm guessing throughout the season you'll be coming, Oliver, and giving us a little piece of your mind when it comes to Lindelof.
Yeah. You're not a big fan of Lindelof, is he?
No. I'll still take me over him any day.
Yeah.
Why Bailly didn't start, you don't know.
You just don't know, do you? I have no idea why. Oliver, call next week with your Lindelof opinions. That can be our first feature of the show.
Oliver's Lindelof opinion. Lindelof chat.
Oliver's Lindelof list.
It's a list of all the things he loves about him, and it's a very short list.
Hates.
Oh, yeah, we could do it that way around.
Should we go to India?
Yes.
Hello, India. Now, let me get this right. Sejal?
Yeah, absolutely. You got that absolutely right, mate.
I'm unbelievable, aren't I? Sejal, how are you, mate? And what did you make of the weekend's game?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. I love the show, and that's why I was very excited to call in today. And I think this weekend we were better than what we were the week before, but that's not really saying much. And I feel it's absolutely certain, man, that we need reinforcements right now, because I understand that we've had no preseason. I understand Pogba's coming back from his illness and everything, so it's going to take him time. Donny's going to take time to settle in, but we need reinforcements right now, and I think we need to focus on our defensive side, absolutely, because we were very lucky. We were very lucky, and we're playing Brighton again this week, and I'm honestly a little nervous about going out in the EFL Cup round right now, because Brighton were they were just better than us, simply put.
Yeah, they were. I thought United were poor, to be honest. And you talk about reinforcement. You say defensively. What you got there?
Sorry, this is first surprise of the show. If you can't see, I've got a triangle in front of me, and when we get a great caller on, he makes great points.
Right,
I hit it.
Yeah,
I hit it.
That's
great
work.
First point of the show.
Great first point. I want to ask him though. You say we need reinforcements defensively. A lot of people want Sancho. Who are you looking at as the man to come in and to sort of turn things around?
Look, I definitely think Sancho is a must, and if Sancho doesn't happen, I'll be very disappointed. I think all of us United fans would need to ask ourselves what we can do for the coming season. How can we protest against Ed Woodward and all of that? We have to look into that. But yeah, coming to your question, I think it has to be Telles. I think because we've not really been rumored with any good centre back that there's a lot of reports that okay, we're in for this centre back or we're going to sign him. I could be wrong, but on the defensive side right now it's only Telles, and I think we really need him. But apart from that, just hopefully other players from the academy can maybe step up. I think Bailly needs to just have an injury-free season for a change, because I agree with your previous caller, man. Lindelof, he's not good enough right now.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sajel.
You're wonderful for giving us a call all across the world and getting our first triangle of the day.
I was going to say, you were so close to giving him a second triangle, weren't you?
Yeah, because I just like him. He's
and
a
then
great
you
caller.
didn't know in the end. So what did he do?
What
did he do to get close? And then you went, actually, we're not.
Thing is, if I give too many out, then the greatness. It's like Paul Hollywood's. If you don't watch this Bake Off, Great British Bake Off, if he gives out too many handshakes, the handshakes become nothing really. Meaningless. What do you make about that then? Bailly potentially getting a bit of a talk up from a lot of United fans that I know about possibly being, a Maguire Bailly pairing that could be all right.
That is like hope? It's almost like a free signing. Like, he's someone that's not played much in the last couple of seasons, and it's the idea of getting someone in who hasn't been playing in, like, that could improve us, because we don't know if he'll improve us. Yeah. We've seen him be good in the past, we've seen him be poor in the past, we've seen him be injury prone, but the idea of getting someone else in, even if you're not quite sure what they'll do, if they'll be consistent, if they'll be fit, it's just like, it's better than just staying as we are. Do you think there's some of that to it?
I think there's definitely some of that. Last time I said something like that, free signing, Howson went absolutely wild at me.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But I would.
Do you know what I'd do with this triangle? Shove that a little bit. Anyway, Amar's on the phone. How you doing, Amar? You okay?
Hi, I'm good. Yeah, how about you guys?
Yeah, very nice. Well. Have you got good points about the weekend's game? Are you ready for a triangle?
I think I am, but I'm not sure.
Okay, whereabouts you calling from, Amar?
Bahrain.
Oh,
say it.
Say it again.
Middle East, Bahrain.
Bahrain. Yes. Oh, yeah, but you said it so quicker then.
He said
Amar.
it great.
You said it very quick. I couldn't keep up. So, catching United on the weekend, what did you make of it? It wasn't the best game, but we did win.
We did win, but it was a very
great point.
Performance defensively.
Oh. So, sorry, come on, Amar.
All right. So, I think Luke Shaw had a really bad game. Same with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You see the space he left down that right-hand side for Trossard. He was very, very difficult to deal with that game. They've hit the post about 1 million times in that game. I think we came off lucky, as any other Man United fan would think. Yeah. Reinforcements, obviously, we see the Telles talks, Sancho talks. Do you guys actually think that Telles improves us as a team?
I'm glad someone's asked this. Ring the thing again, but a lot quieter this time, because it's upsetting me, Joe. Right, I'm glad that someone's asking this about Telles, because there's part of me that worries, is he, again, falling into this trap of, he's just because he's a new signing, we all assume he's better than what we've got. And I know Luke Shaw isn't the best player in the world, but Alex Telles is one of those players that has sort of perennially been on the cusp of signing for a big team, and so far hasn't done it. Now, obviously he got great stats for Porto last season, he got a lot of goals, a lot of assists, but I wonder just how well his skills will translate to the Premier League. Are you a little bit concerned about that?
I'm not just concerned because he's coming from Liga NOS. Obviously, we've seen Bruno come from Liga NOS and do fantastically. I'm more concerned of, you see, I think Luke Shaw is a better defensive left back than Telles, and Luke Shaw has been shit. We've been shit defensively. So what does that say when Telles comes in?
That's a good point.
Yeah, it is a good point. So if it does happen, are you easing him into the first squad, or is Luke Shaw saying goodbye to that place that he's got in a minute?
Nah, I think Luke Shaw stays at first choice, and then you give Telles a couple of games here and there, like Donny van de Beek right now. He's not coming in straight at the starter. Yeah, I think obviously Sancho is a must for us. Like, there's no other way of saying is we have to get Sancho. Yes, Greenwood has been amazing last season. He could have another record-breaking season, but Sancho is a world-class player. He's not Greenwood, and Greenwood at the end of the day isn't a right winger. He's a centre forward or a striker, as you say.
Yeah, he is. Someone with a super chat in the YouTube comments saying Tellez brings goals and we need more goal scorers. Do you think that his goal involvements will mean that he might play instead of Luke Shaw?
Most of his goals come from penalties. He's the first penalty taker for Porto last season.
Did you?
Bruno takes most of our penalties.
He's not getting over Bruno, is he?
Helps us. Yeah, I don't think so. He obviously helps us going forward. He gets a lot of assists. I think he had like 7 assists last season from left back, and that's very good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, defensively we've been bad, and arguably our best centre back is on the bench and not very fit all the time. And Eric Bailly.
Yeah, definitely. It's not certain for me that he will like always play ahead of Luke Shaw. I know that a lot of fans have got problems with Luke Shaw, and that there's definitely improvements to be had there.
Yeah,
but it'll take a minute for him to come in. You got to come in. You got to prove yourself.
Could take 2 minutes.
It might take 2 minutes.
It could take 3.
Yes.
Mark, thank you very much for your call, mate. Giving us the talking point. Our last chat about the weekend's game was we put that in the past. It was great, wasn't it? It was good fun. But now we move forward to our second big question of the show.
Yeah.
Get your calls in about this, please. And it is about Joe.
It's about we're looking at. I mean, we've sort of talked a little bit about transfers already, haven't we?
Yeah,
Let's be honest. But we want to hear more exactly what it's going to take for United to have a successful season this year. Because, I mean, we've started badly. Let's be honest. I know we've won 2 games in a week.
Yeah, performances weren't the best.
Performances have been poor in every single game so far. So, yeah, what's it going to take for Man United to be successful this season? That's what we want to know. Transfers, what do we need?
Maybe it could be a ray of sunshine and burn off the fog.
That's about Sancho coming to United.
Are these all going to be Line of Duty quotes?
Yes. We have got Kieran on the line. How you doing, Kieran, mate?
Not too bad. A bit ill, but so sorry if I'm sniffling a little bit or something.
Kieran, I guess the weekend did it make your illness any better? Did it make you feel better after the weekend? A 3-2 win, 3 points. You could lift your mood a bit.
I thought he was acting like he'd gone out and got a hangover and he's still ill. That's what I thought you were suggesting.
No.
The football. How did that make you feel at the weekend?
To be honest, watching the performance was terrifying a lot of the time. I feel like we picked 2 of the wrong players. I feel like he should have got on in front of Lindelof. Even though I don't think Bailly's the answer to our problems, I feel like after his midweek game, even though it is only Luton, he was very impressive compared to Lindelof's performance against Palace. And I also feel that Donny, even though it's Pogba, probably should have got in after the 12 minutes he had against Palace in the performance midweek. So I feel maybe that was a mistake for Molly, but we won the match.
So he gets in next Premier League game
against Tottenham.
Yeah.
For me, yes. I feel like.
No,
go ahead.
Well, he's probably going to start against Brighton, isn't he? So
who's your midfield against Tottenham then?
Tottenham, obviously Bruno.
Yeah.
Probably Matic, obviously, as well. But I feel like Donny instead of Pogba. So I feel like Donny's been very impressive. And to be fair, let's face it, Pogba's had 2 stinkers.
Yeah.
And like, even though he's one of our top players, I just feel like we can't keep letting him off for bad performances when you've got Donny van der Beek, who's been playing very, very well. So, yeah.
No, you're right.
For me,
that's the criticism you've come against. Pogba has been getting criticised for his last couple of performances. It kind of happens now and again, this Pogba bit of a stinker run.
Obviously it happens. You can't help that. Yeah.
But it's nice to have a midfielder there to put him under the pressure, as to Ollie to say, listen, if you don't pull your finger out, these 2 are going to run away with it with Fernandes and Van der Beek, and obviously Matic having a new bit of a lease of life about him and kind of being like the old Matic that we brought in. So if Pogba doesn't up his game, he could find himself sitting on the bench all the time. Now I know he might enjoy that, but he still loves football. He still wants to play football. I think he'd be annoyed by that, and hopefully we get the best out of him then.
Yeah, because for me, I'm not really bothered about the big game. For me, EFL Cup, it's sort of a bonus if you win it, but it's not one of like the big ones like the FA Cup, Prem, Champions League.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd rather Ollie put his focus on Tottenham, because obviously that's going to be a very, very difficult game, and with the form we've been in, there's potential for us to get absolutely battered. So,
a little bit of a spat between Ole and Jose Mourinho as well last few days. The exchanging of a few words, as they say. I like it to say exchanging words, like it's not been, basically, just been bitching at each other, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%.
One of them says, you like penalties. One of them says, you're crap at management. Back and forth. Easy. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of pressure on that one. Definitely. And this will be the last phone we have as well before that game. So,
will it? Yeah, the last phone before the game.
Go for it.
Oh, that could be the last.
So obviously, Jose's gonna want to beat us, because obviously we're his old club, and we made him look like an absolute mug. So I'm hoping that Ollie, because we've got one of the best. We had the second best form against the top six. I'm hoping he could pull it out of the bag again. But obviously we're in for a very, very roller coaster ride for the next few fixtures. So obviously we got Chelsea, we got Arsenal, Everton are very, very impressive at the moment. So.
Bring it on.
Makes the right decisions, I feel like. Yeah, basically.
Kieran, thank you very much for giving us a call. I'm going to give you a triangle, if that's all right. You ready for it, mate?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, Kieran.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. He loves it.
Every time you do it, it's so loud, that triangle.
He loves it.
Did you know how loud it was before you did it?
Yeah, of course I did. I bring up an opinion. I'll go into who United need.
Yes.
And we talk about maybe Sancho being a must, and two callers have already said that already.
Yeah.
At what part do we look at Greenwood starting ahead of Martial? I don't know if this is a bold thing,
It's
but
bold.
if Sancho comes in,
it's him saying it.
I drop Martial.
Oh, for an 18-year-old.
He's better than Martial.
You think Mason Greenwood now is better than Martial?
I'd put more trust in that man scoring more goals right now if they played in that striker position.
Yeah.
Right? Say we did like a simulation, right? That Mason Greenwood would score more goals than Martial.
Now here's a question for you. Is it only about scoring goals? Now, of course, we don't want Firmino where you get one goal at home all season, but let's say Martial is good at bringing other people into the game, and it's something he's improved a lot. We've never seen that from Mason Greenwood because we've not had to. We don't know how he holds the ball up. We don't know how he brings other people into the game. We've not really seen him make too many assists compared to Martial, who we know is a creator. Are you losing more than just goals if you take Martial out of the team?
I just think we have been lacking goals too much for us to think about that. Surely that's
But who's the top scorer last season, Martial?
Yeah, because Greenwood wasn't
playing that many.
I want him there.
You want him at the focal point.
I want him there, but I know what people say. Martial's obviously, I do love Martial, and having that another option if Sancho does come in would be ace. But I don't know. There's something about me and something about Ollie as well. I think that he might look to.
He loves Mason Greenwood. Doesn't he? He loves him.
And he could be an unbelievable
So
force.
that would make room for Sancho on that right-hand side whilst not having to drop Greenwood.
Yeah. And then you get the best of both worlds, because Greenwood could become this mature player. In 4 years down the line, he's already had 4 years as being United's number one striker.
And then you're using Martial as a backup for Rashford and Greenwood.
Yes.
Bloody hell.
Someone give me...
You don't mind saying the dangerous things that you do, yeah?
No. MJ. How are you doing?
Shimon! I'm joking, I'm good, mate.
He's gone with it. I thought you might be offended, but he's gone with it.
And he's ran with it. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm just I was just doing a moonwalk before you called me there.
If he's a bit out of breath, that's why.
Sorry, MJ. Whereabouts are you calling from, mate?
From Manchester.
Mega, mate. And what did you make? Or we can just reflect briefly on the weekend. How was it for you?
I mean, a win's a win at the end of the day. I'm not obviously happy with the way we won, but I just think that, you know, like I've said before, what I've said about Ollie, I don't want to keep, you know, digging him out, but I just personally think that sometimes he sticks with the players when they're doing a bit too bad. I thought he should have changed Lindelof after last week, but I don't know. He must see something in Lindelof, or he must see something in Bailey. But I just really wanted to talk about the next couple of days and you know, transfer window closing, and I've got a feeling that United ain't going to buy anyone. I'm not sure about you. I've just got this feeling that we've got no money left.
And the pot's dry.
There's been some articles and rumours in the last week or so that United have to do this thing where every quarter we have to report back to the lenders of the money that we owe a profit of 65 million quid. And if we don't, then we start getting in a bit of trouble. Now, it seems insane, the idea that Man United, one of the biggest sort of money makers in football, one of the biggest clubs, the biggest income, the biggest profits, all that, we might not have the money at the moment to buy the players we want. Do you think that's why we are haggling so hard over this sort of transfer fee for Sancho that Dortmund don't seem to be budging on?
I thought that could be true, but then again, when we were looking at the Telles deal, it's like any player, like for example, Sanchez is over 100 million euros, so that's understandable. We could haggle with that. But then when there was Telles, who was going for 18 million, and then we tried to get him for 12 million. I mean, this is why like you're starting to worry. Is there even do we even have any pennies?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird though, because we got
the bit where we're starting to worry.
The Van der Beek deal, it seemed like we didn't even negotiate fee on that.
Like that.
We just went, what do you want, 40 million? Yeah, there you go, sorted. And now we're arguing over 2 million.
There's one thing I wanted to know about the Van der Beek deal. Was that straight up cash, or was that over a 2 or 3 year payment plan?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I mean, looking at things from a business point of view, straight up cash is obviously so much better than this strategic payments.
It is for the selling club, it is, but not for United. United want to stagger it as much as they can.
Yeah, of course they want to stagger it. But when you get Dortmund are getting like, if they say they got 100 million over 3 or 4 years, you'd also be thinking into your mind, what if United can't even, if they're getting in a bit of trouble now, there could be a case down the line where United's finances maybe run out. So you've got a deal that lasts over 3 to 4 years. If there's failure to do this, you've sold one of your key players who's going to be instrumental in your team to a club that might struggle down the line to cough these fees up. Because if we're saying we're in trouble a lot, because money's not going to come in thick and fast now because of coronavirus.
Yeah,
money's going to be slowed down even more. There's no fans coming in. TV rights, I mean, they're up for debate soon again. There's just lots of different reasons for United not to keep making money.
One thing with the TV thing, it'll be interesting to see which way that goes, because obviously people may spend less money because there's less money in the market, the economy's dropping, or the other way is everyone's sat at home. You've got more people, more of a captive audience than you've ever had. We may see it continue to rise, but it'll definitely be interesting to see.
MJ, thank you very much for your call, mate. Wonderful to have you on, giving us a call, and a moonwalk as well.
Can I give you a bit of a comment from the YouTube? Of
course, get onto the comments, please.
I'm going to be honest, Joe. You're not going to like this one.
Why?
It's not very. It's a bit disparaging towards yourself. Do you mind hearing it?
Yeah.
Happy Nige says, "Don't give a triangle to idiots who say obviously and basically every other word." Joe. Now he's defending the sanctity that is the triangle. It can only be used by people who are much smarter than us. What do you reckon to that?
What do you say? Do you say obviously? Do I say obviously and you say basically?
I'm not sure. Obviously, you say that, but basically, what I'm saying is, if we want a triangle, we're going to have a triangle. Too loud. I don't like the triangle, but only because it's too loud.
Dan is on the line. How you doing, Dan?
Good, you?
Dan? He said good, you.
I'm joking, is it?
Hello?
Joke. Dan!
Hello?
Yeah, I've got you, Dan. Sorry, just technical problems there. Dan, you're through to Stretford Paddock. It's the phone in. What do you want to say? We're talking about transfers at the minute. What is your head up?
I wanted to say that if Jadon Sancho comes in and we get him before deadline day, I think he'll make a big impact, just like Bruno Fernandes did. So we were dropping loads of points before Bruno Fernandes came in against like easy teams, and then he came in and like boosted the changing room atmosphere again, and then we started like getting the points back that we were losing unnecessarily, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's great to hear, isn't it? A bit of optimism,
positivity.
The idea that Sancho's going to come in and not just get you a couple more goals, but lift that dressing room up a notch again. And that's one thing to talk about with under Ole. Do you think that the dressing room has gone up from when he came in, the likes of Lukaku and Young, and it seemed as though he's got rid of a couple of people, Sanchez being a big culprit of that maybe were not necessarily getting on with everyone or causing it to be a less likeable team than there is now? Do you think that Ole's done a good job of improving morale and improving sort of the confidence around the dressing room?
Yeah, 100%. As he's also a club legend, everyone will respect him, and I think he's done a good job because he's kicked all the players out that we don't need to be paying wages for. And you see that Andreas Pereira might be going to Lazio. That's again unnecessary.
Oh,
no, I
he's gone.
should be shouting Dan.
You're breaking up, Dan.
And then
You're a robot, you've been exposed, and the internet doesn't like what you're doing.
But Dan, because it's not your fault and it's technology's fault,
we've realised through the medium of comments that the triangle's too loud, Joe.
What are they saying?
They're saying the triangle was a bad idea. Well, I'd like you for a second to defend the triangle.
The triangle is there to show the importance of the callers.
Right.
When they come on, when they are so articulate. What's the
Okay.
word?
Articulate.
Articulate.
Jesus.
They're so great with
What
their
a word to
points.
get wrong, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
They're just
use the word, what is it, obviously and basically a few times. That'll get you through.
Oh, how about the word shut the... Mario!
Mario?
Hello, what's going on, lad?
Yeah, good, man. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, no, I'm great, thank you. I'm really good.
Are you really good as a United fan or just really good because you're having a good day?
Oh, no, I'm really good because I've now got my chance to rant a little bit.
Rant a
That's
bit,
all right.
Mario. I'm going to be quiet. You rant away.
Right. I'm just frustrated with the fan base. I feel like we're so knee-jerk in our reactions nowadays, where it's like, don't get me wrong, our first two Prem performances have been woeful, and like, trust me, I'm just as angry as everyone else, but like all of this stuff about how you get so many people saying how Ole, you know, he's not a tactician anymore. But then last season, when we were playing all the big teams and we were beating them, he was, you know, oh my God, he's so good at in the big games and his tactics and stuff like that. And all the knee-jerk stuff really bothers me. I think people are forgetting that last year, every time, in the second half of the season, every time that we reverted back from our starting 11, because obviously when there was changes or someone was injured or whatever, that's when we would drop points in the second half of the season, or that's when we wouldn't look as good. For example, when Shaw came out, the Norwich game last season in the Cup where we looked awful. So basically every time Fred and McTominay got a chance to play midfield, that's when it all went to pot. So for me, I think people need to give Ole some more time to get his transfers in, to basically replace these squad players that you can tell he doesn't have faith in. That's why he doesn't play them so much, and that's why the starting 11 got ran out the whole of at the end of the season last year.
I love that point about how...
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, it's good. Very good. You've got to get it off your chest.
Triangle?
Sometimes. We're not using the triangle anymore, but you've got a metaphorical tap on the triangle for that. I like your point about how people are so willing to criticise him when we lose a game, but then when we consistently beat City and Chelsea and Tottenham and these other top teams, people forget that he like you said, we've got the second best results against the top six in the league last season, and that isn't an accident. You can't just can't just do that by mistake. That's, like you said, good tactics. That's a good game plan that consistently works. We beat Chelsea 3 times last season. We beat Man City 4 times last season. I agree with you that isn't a coincidence. You have to be a good manager to get your team to do that. What? Who did we beat
4 times?
No, we beat 3 times.
You said 4.
Did I say 4? Yeah. I meant 3. But yeah, it's always going to be the case that you get these sort of reactionary, people who want the instant changes and everything. 1 week it's great, 1 week it's terrible. How do you assess the current quality of the squad and the start that we've made this season? Because obviously you may be a little bit more level-headed than most, by the sound of things. Are you worried about the slow start United have had?
I'm worried in the sense of I have sympathy, or is it empathy? I don't know which one it is, for Ole and the staff, in the sense that they've had no time to work with the players. They've finished later than everyone else in the Prem. They've gone on holiday. Maguire's got himself locked up. Greenwood's gone and done some madnesses. Then they've come back, had a week to meet each other again, say what's going on and talk about their 2-week holiday, and then they're playing in the Prem again. And don't get me wrong, every other team's got a similar start, but we've had the worst one.
Yeah.
So
it's been hectic, hasn't it?
I am very disappointed in the way we started. I think the boys have been awful. But at the same time, you got to sort of look at it realistically. But we definitely need signings, just because, especially this season, where people need a lot more rest.
Yeah. Mario, thank you very much,
thank
mate.
you
You've
very
been a
much.
legend caller. I would give you a triangle, but I've been told off.
Yeah.
I want to back up Mario's point there by what happened post-match at the weekend when Ollie was doing his interview and the board sort of crashed behind him. Have you seen that?
That's great, isn't it?
That is how unfazed that man is about the little things.
Yeah.
Because he's had so much going on this summer.
Yeah.
Things can crash around him and he's not even fazed.
Yeah, we do-
Is anyone arrested? No, we'll carry on.
We do kind of forget that our captain was arrested and is still like
Well, he's got a
conviction.
Court, yeah.
And then that Mason Greenwood got sent home. Paul Pogba got coronavirus. It's been a pretty rough summer, hasn't it?
Been a rough summer.
It's been a very rough.
I'm
summer.
not allowed to use my triangle.
Do a ding. Just say ding.
Ding.
Yeah, it's not as good, is it? Really. But the triangle is too loud.
I do have another ding.
Oh God.
Let me have a look here. What are the comments saying, Joe?
The comments are we've got someone saying overusing one particular word. We're going to hide that one. Someone said, "In my life, United have given me so many great memories. I can't sit here and cry about a slump." That's a bit more of a let's take stock of where we've been as United fans kind of comment, isn't it? What do you think to that? You're just using the sound effect board now. What's that one? Tennis grown. Tennis grown too. Right.
I get it. I understand where he's coming from.
That was the windings of radio, wasn't it?
That's as good as it gets.
Was
As
it?
good as radio gets. Max is in Sweden. Max is in Sweden.
Hello.
Max, are you in Sweden?
Yes.
How's Sweden?
It's good, but it's a little bit cold here.
It's freezing. What temperature is it?
It's currently 9 a.m.
Okay.
No, 9 p.m. I don't know time in England, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you want to talk about Manchester United?
I wanted to talk about these transfers, and I'm tired of the nonsense with the board and that shit.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, and so is the vibe of all the United fans calling today, Max. It's just, it can't go on for much longer, can it?
Yeah, I know. My biggest thing I am most angry of is that we haven't sold the deadwood. Like Lingard and Jones. Jones is sitting on 100k a week, and he isn't even leaving the club. And I am tired of this nonsense, actually.
It's a good point.
It's crazy.
Do you know what you think? I know, obviously, we all know 100 grand a week is a lot, but imagine if you got your paycheck at monthly and it said £400,000 on it for a month.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And you didn't do a single thing for it. No games. Yes, you trained. All right, you trained, but you didn't sell. You didn't do anything to deserve that money. Is there a time when you can just rip up the contract?
No, you're not allowed to. That's a contract. That's
Max,
what
would you
contracts are for.
rip it up?
Yeah, I would. I absolutely don't. I'm done, oh my God, we could have saved the money to Jadon Sancho if we sold the deadwood. We would have had him probably if we would. But we would probably have Tellus too, but our board is freaking, it's nonsense. I don't know what to say anymore.
Do you think we're worse at selling players or worse at buying players?
It's a great question.
It's really hard, but I think we are in this window we suck at both, but if we would have sold the players, we would have money. So I think selling players is the biggest priority for Man United at the moment. But then we would have bought Jadon Sancho and like I said.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this nonsense with the board and shit. I don't care, anymore.
It's okay. Be positive. Stick with Stretford Paddock. Keep watching the boys. They'll be talking you through it. I know the games there's a lot of games tied into a lot of short space of time now with what's happened. But this is what the phone-in's for. Come on, vent, get your anger out, then go and enjoy your life. It's a game and it's many of our lives. And we get wound up about it, but this is the time you come and vent. We don't charge. We should.
Although, is there not a charge on the phones?
Standard network supplier. He's in Sweden, so I'll probably let him go now. I mean, yeah.
Because that's probably costing him a lot of money, that, isn't it?
Google it.
Google
I'm not your phone provider. And always remember, it's 9 p.m. somewhere.
Have we got someone from North America on?
Yeah, but can I go to Rowan first? Because he's been there for ages.
Oh, yeah, go to Rowan, yeah.
Unless Rowan's been Rowan, are you in North America?
I'm not, no.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Stockport in Manchester.
Close.
We had one from Stockholm and then one from Stockport.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Great link.
That's it.
How are you, Rowan? And are you looking to the future? We're still talking about transfers, about who could save the season. You got an opinion on that?
Yeah, I had a question actually.
Great.
I was wondering, in terms of if we didn't get anyone else for the rest of this window, I was wondering what you two thought of, and say give it a 3-year plan, your ideal transfers. What do you like to come in and then necessarily go as well?
3 years is a long time, isn't it? It's hard to. I can give you a couple of transfer windows. And maybe be a bit more vague than specific players.
Say 3 windows then. Say 3 windows then.
And you said assuming we don't sign anyone this summer.
Yeah,
I think
assuming no one comes in.
We need a centre back, whether that's Upamecano or whoever the club want. I'll go with them.
Yeah.
A left back as well. I think.
So this is window one.
This is window one. I'm going to go centre back and left back.
Yeah.
That's
We're
winter.
ripping up the defence.
Summer next year. We're going back for Sancho. We're getting him. We're going to be getting. I don't know whether it's Kante or it's someone of a similar play style.
A ball-winning midfielder.
A ball-winning midfielder. Someone who can replace Matic. I know he's not quite the same mould or build as Matic, but he wins possession and he doesn't give the ball away. I also think we could probably start looking at maybe a backup right back.
Yeah.
Because Dalot doesn't seem to be in the favour of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think we need a striker. What's Haaland saying?
Yeah, well, right. So here's the other question I've got for you, Rowan, and you, Joe. I'm going to fire players that are currently in the United squad now. Will they be there in 3 transfer windows time?
Good questions.
You
Let's
ready
play.
for this, Rowan?
Right.
Paul Pogba.
Right.
Paul Pogba.
No.
I want him to, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't.
David De Gea.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No.
No. He'll be gone. Henderson.
Lindelof.
Yes.
Oh
no!
I think he will. I'm not saying I want him to, but I think he will.
Actually, I changed my mind based on what he said. Yes.
Martial.
Yes, I think he'll stay.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
Any more you want to throw about?
Jesse Lingard.
No, I think he'll go.
And finally,
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
We
didn't plan that.
No. I think he'll stay.
Oh, very good,
Rowan.
Very good, Rowan.
In Stockport. You might see me in Stockport. Just like kicking about there.
Do you live in Stockport?
That's where I'm from.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely part of the world, isn't it, Rowan?
Yeah.
Shame about the Hat Museum still being closed, isn't it? Love that one. Rowan, cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Rowan there. Now we can throw to North America. You jump in the gun loads.
Sorry.
Joe thinks it's his show.
I like North America as a place. I like when it's called North America.
Okay, well, it's Canada.
Yeah, it's still North America. North America is Mexico, USA, Canada.
Andrew?
Hey, how's it going, Jen?
I'm very well. Joe says you're in North America. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, it's an absolute toilet over here with COVID, both in Canada and the States, but we're just keeping alive.
Very nice. Whereabouts in Canada are you from, Andrew?
North America.
Toronto.
Oh, Toronto. Lovely part of the world. Oh, no, that was a...
Have you guys ever been?
Vancouver, which is kind of not the same, is it?
Oh, nice.
So no.
Have you been to Toronto? Vancouver? So no there.
Yeah, I mean, I've still been to Canada.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I've been to North America, yeah. Andrew, we're talking about Manchester United, of course. Yep. We want to talk a little bit about transfers, the future of the club. What have you got to say about that?
Yeah, I was actually wanting to bring up a point that I haven't heard anyone, for that matter, bring up, in which it's Sancho.
Oh no!
Can you say that again? Sorry, you just cut out a second there, please.
Yeah, one more time.
Oh yeah, sure. Sancho's personality, his demeanor, his characteristic. I find he's a really down-to-earth, more quiet kind of introvert, more than like the outgoing flair type of player, especially when he's doing the interviews and the way he talks. And I think his character is exactly what our squad is looking for. He can come in, really be that person that doesn't do all the talking in the change room, but does all the quality and brings all the, the attributes on that right wing that we need him to. So I think with Bruno Fernandes coming in and filling that leadership role so well in the forward-going attack, I think a player like Sancho who can come in and just kind of feed off that aggressive, leadership is exactly what we need for someone on the right side behind.
So it's not just about the player and the quality; it's about who he is as a person that can help United.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw what Bruno and his character brought to the team, not just on the field, but in the change room as well. Like, he's a leader that everyone looks up to, not just, when he's playing, but also in the training grounds, and who, like, in his interviews, he just lifts all the fans with how competitive he is. I feel like Sancho is the same thing in that, but he's also a lot more, have to say, not passive, but he's a lot more willing to give other people the opportunity to shine as well. And doesn't mind being more the creator role than the always scoring role, which I feel like we've had with a lot of our strikers like Lukaku and, a lot of our wingers before. So I love that about him.
It's good as well that he's also got a relationship with Rashford. He knows Jesse Lingard. He knows a few of the other lads, Harry Maguire, of course. And another thing, as you mentioned there, you don't always need like 6 or 7 leaders on the pitch. You need the right people to.
That's right.
Either be a leader in performance, like Rashford was, I think, earlier in the season last year. But he's not the most. He obviously does a lot of great work and he's outspoken. But he doesn't have this sort of, scream at people on the pitch type persona. But it works for him. And sometimes you just need someone getting the goals and getting the assists, and that does the leadership for them, doesn't it?
100%. And I think his character, along with Aaron Wan-Bissaka's, I think would be mint. I mean, Aaron is kind of that same personality. He's not really that, he's like, always looking to be the first on the camera after the game and like in his interviews. He's more of the quiet type, which I feel Sancho is as well. And I think those two on that right can really benefit from one another. And I'm really excited if he does come in to see how they both kind of feed off each other, if that's a possibility.
Instead of inverted fullbacks, introverted fullbacks, if this calls anything to go by.
It's like Tenet, the film.
Thank you very much, Andrew, from North America.
Thank you, Andrew. Lovely caller. We'll give you a triangle. People are booting off about it. We've got a couple of callers left, so our attention turns to Brighton and to Spurs, because we won't have a phone in until after them games, so we'll have all the fallout here, as well as on all the Stretford Paddock stuff like the watch along, etc., etc. Big games. EFL, you are bothered?
It's hard because, in theory, I think Solskjaer needs to win any trophy. Get a trophy, get some silverware on his name at Manchester United. Just establish a little bit of confidence, a little bit of assuredness. But it's another potentially, 7 or 8 games where you just think, we could do without him. Yeah. I honestly don't know whether... You never want to lose a match, of course, so losing to Brighton would be crap, especially with the start we've had. But you just think, sometimes it's I don't know. Is it going to affect the season more negatively than the positives could possibly be with it?
It could do. We will speak to Victor. Victor's on the line. He's called from Manchester. How you doing, mate?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, very, very well, thank you. We're looking ahead to the games now. With United playing 2 games before we next do a phone in. Got 2 big games coming up, Victor. Is it going to be 2 wins?
I hope so. I dread playing Brighton again after what happened over the weekend.
Yeah, that was rough.
So, but yeah, I expect a win. There will be a reaction to the Brighton game over the weekend, so I don't think they'll give us the kind of problem they gave us over the weekend again. So I expect us to win that one, and Jose Mourinho's Spurs, we should be able to win that one.
Ooh. It'll be interesting, won't it? Like, I can't remember a time when we've played. Obviously, sometimes you see play a home and away leg, or you play someone in the cup and then you play them straight after. But playing the same team at the same stadium within 4 days of each other, that doesn't happen very often. And obviously, it was a really tricky game last time. And you say that you think we'll push on from there. Do you think United will have learned more from that game than Brighton will?
I think we would have. I think Brighton gave everything they could in that match, and rightly they deserve to win that match, let's be honest. But and I think that would be a step further for us, because we would have improved from where we were before, fitness-wise. And surely, regardless of whether Oli tells them anything or not, these guys are expected to be professionals, and they should know that they performed terribly in the last game, majority of them, and we just got away with it by whisker. So I expect them to be pumped up for it.
It also says a lot, maybe more about who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is as a manager. If you go against the exact same team in a different competition, albeit, but the same sort of mindset, what do you learn from what you have just faced off against? If we go and we get beat, you say that's really poor in Holly.
Yeah, I get that, but what I've noticed with Ole so far, and I'm pro Ole all the way, is that's not the kind of person he is. He's not sort of a reactive manager, if you ask me. He's just the sort of manager that I think he focuses on the quality of the players he's got. And he just says, okay, well, I expect Rashford to do this. And that's probably responsible for why sometimes when you think, oh, this weekend he was meant to take Lindelof off, he's just going to put him back in. That, okay, well, he wants him to sort his head out. So he doesn't want to take him out after having a bad performance in the game before, even though everyone thought from his pre-match conference that he was going to take him out and put Bailly in. So I don't think that will change Ole's mentality or approach to games like this. I think he approaches big games differently, but I think small games he still approaches them the same way. Case in point, I think his first season when we played Wolves like twice.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Arsenal was in between those games. I think we approached the two games almost. So, from my point of view, I don't think that will change the way Ole approaches the game. I think it will be more focused on the errors the players make individually in the game. Probably going with the same approach, but talk to the players regarding how they approach the game.
Yeah, Victor, thank you very much for your call, mate. Victor, I'll give you a triangle if that's all right.
Go for it. Cheers.
That was it then. Bye, Victor. Bye, Victor. Yeah,
Victor really enjoyed that. I agree with him. We keep seeing Ole give these little tips and these little hints that he's going to start he's going to start Mengi, he's going to start all these players, and then he don't play on the next game.
Yes. So it's coming to our final caller now from Sri Lanka. I think it's called Prashu.
You've been to Sri Lanka?
Never been to Sri Lanka.
You've been to Vancouver though, haven't you?
Prashu?
Hello, hi guys, how are you?
I'm very well. You're our final call on the Stretford Paddock phone-in.
I've been trying a couple of calls, but I couldn't get through.
You're through now, mate. What do you want to say?
First of all, I'd like to, convey my regards to all of you guys. You all are doing a great job. Please pass on my wishes to Jay and Steve and all of those guys.
Thank you very much.
And one of the main things is there are a lot of fans in Sri Lanka and India, and right now, even among my friends, I'm slowly seeing a consistent shift towards preference for new football fans towards Man City and Liverpool. I think our owners, our people are not taking this so seriously, but it's actually a major problem.
Yeah, because what makes United one of the biggest teams in the world is their value around the world. Is they mean a lot to people around the world, but now the tide is turning. If they don't do something soon, the new generation of fans will be lost, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and you have to understand something. I started watching football in 2006. I had never played a game of football. I started watching it. I grew up in an environment where cricket was everything. Yeah. What attracted me was United. Okay, there were two teams that attracted me. One was United and was Barcelona, but United was what really attracted me. One, because of the way they played the game. And of course, the history and the folklore behind all of it. Yeah. So I believe that is being eroded, that is being to a certain extent diminished, not actually to a great extent diminished. It's been demeaned by people who do not feel the same. They do not have it. I'm a guy in Sri Lanka, right? A cricket crazy country. What do I know about football? I know nothing, but yet I was attracted. That sort of aura we've lost. We are losing it. Yeah. And if we don't keep up this time by bringing in good players, I think my reality was at the beginning of this season, I thought 6 players we could not bring in, but over 2 seasons, if we had bought 6 top-class players, we could have been challenging for the title. That is exactly what we need. 6 top-class players at critical positions, we could have been challenging for the league. That is all we needed, good players, and give Oli another year after this season so that he'd get all the deadwood out and bring those players And then, even if the manager changes, you'd have a very good team for him to come in. Someone like an Nagelsmann or Poch, they don't need to buy any player for another season. They could have worked with it. I thought we were moving towards that. Unfortunately, I forgot that our owners are penny pinchers and absolute rascals. I used the word rascals.
Absolute rascals.
Because I could not use any filthy words here. So and kids could be listening. So I mean, I don't know. That's all, guys. Anyway, great job for you guys.
Thank you very much. You're the best last caller. I'm going to give you a triangle all the way in Sri Lanka. Did you hear that?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I hope I get some blessings from Jesus as well.
Thank you very much. Bye. Oh, that's from you, right?
Blessings all the way, mate. That's a good point that he made there, Joe, because United love to go on about, we've got 1 billion fans across the world, we've got 500 million fans across the world, whatever it is.
Going down.
If the next generation of fans in any country in the world, especially a country like Prashu was saying there, where football maybe isn't the number one sport in that country, the brand awareness and the size of the club comes from the trophies you've won. So if we want to keep spouting off about how many fans United have got, we need to start winning stuff.
The Joe and Joe Show.
That was you that did that, wasn't it?
It's over now.
I could tell that it was someone.
No, it's a.
And that's you.
The Joe and Joe Show.
Who sang that?
Professional.
What professional?
Joe, I'll give you a.
Thank you. Oh, that
and
was
I give
stunted.
me a.
So you gave yourself
a more vibrant, my one, wasn't it?
A long ring out there.
Wow. Right, keep it straight for Paddock. What's coming up on this channel?
We've got loads of stuff coming up. We've got Paper Talk, of course, every morning. We've got House of McCullough Uncensored. We've got coming up on Wednesday, Manchester United against Brighton again. And we're going to have previews leading up to that. We're going to have podcasts, all that kind of stuff, of course. But yeah, we've got everything. We've got so many videos coming out this week, it's ridiculous.
We will be here every Monday, the fallout for the game, looking forward and tackling the big talking points as well. You've been wonderful calling up 0345 111 7625. Save that number in your phone so you'll be the first caller next week. Should we say goodbye and wave?
Let's say goodbye. They're absolute rascals, those owners, aren't they? We can all agree on that. Goodbye.